What's up, people? This is Mr. UV, aka Mr. Ultraviolet, and we're back with another video. And this one we're going to be covering how to increase your power. It is a lot easier than you think. Some of the small things are actually the big things, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at our box and let's start. Okay, the first way you're going to want to increase your power, let's go ahead and pick this Mewtwo. Now, you got your level. Your levels, you can level it up. Your level cap will be the same as your profile level. The best way to do that is to complete your dailies. Alright, you get 930 account XP from completing all of your dailies every day. That's more than enough to level up at least once or twice depending on your account. Sometimes, if you're just starting, you can even level up 3 times. Alright, but you definitely want to do that because the higher your level of your account, the higher you can level up your unit. And the higher you level up your unit, the higher you can level up your skills, but we'll get into that later. Okay, now we got IVs. IVs is the next thing. The way IVs work is, you see all these stats right here. 31 is the highest stat that you can get. When you reach 31, it will say perfect next to it. Okay, now sometimes it won't say perfect and it will be a 31 stat, but it's still a perfect stat. Don't let that, throw you just because it doesn't say perfect next to it. Now, the way it works is you can re-roll that by using these purple capsules at the bottom. If you notice, some of these stats have locks next to them. Okay, the more locks that you have, the more diamonds it's going to cost to re-roll the stat. Okay, now so be wary of that or how you use them. Now these capsules, these purple capsules, are actually hard to come by. You only can get them 2 ways, free to play, and basically they're from doing your dailies, all right, and from this little like green genie thing that shows up throughout the day. Basically, it's like an online thing. The longer you're online, the more of the materials you can actually get. So you'll get 1 from him, and then when you complete your dailies, you'll get 2 right there. So you can get 3 a day free to play just from doing your dailies and just being on the game every day. You don't have to be on all day, but just be on for a couple minutes. All right, now that's how you level up those. Remember, 31 is the highest stat, and when you get one of those 31s, you definitely want to lock it. All right, as you can see, I just unlocked that HP one that says 24, and I'm gonna lock it back. When you have a maxed out one, then you want to lock it, or something close to it, like 30 or maybe even 29. Okay, it will cost a lot of diamonds. It does get expensive. That's why I'm not even messing with Mewtwo anymore. Let's move on to the next one. The next thing is your breakthrough. Okay, breakthrough. It is a convenient way for you to put power on your unit. Okay, it's not the best, but it's the most convenient. All right, now when you click it, if you don't have the materials, you can go ahead and blitz it if you completed the mission with 3 stars. All right, basically, if you haven't completed a mission, it'll say locked, or you can just go to it manually. It tells you on the left side what mission it is for you to get it. Okay, so basically it starts off at green, and then it moves to blue and then purple. Okay, so if we go back and let's look at the green ones, so it'll say green, and then I have a +1, +2 next to it. Then it'll move on to blue. It'll be blue, then it'll have a +1, +2, and then it'll move on to purple, and then so on and so on. All right, so that's breakthrough. You want to do that evenly for your whole team. Don't just break through maximum on one unit, break it through evenly. Next thing is stars. This is based off how many duplicates of the unit that you have. The more duplicates, the more stars. All right, everyone starts off at 3 stars, so you get that one off bucks, but the 4 stars the important one. So we're going to look at this S-class one. All right, this Ghastly, it says physical attack and spirit or special attack. All right, +6%. Now that stat right there can change. If it's an attack unit, it's going to be attack. If it's a defensive unit, it's going to say defense right there. All right, and S plus, like this Mewtwo, it's 8% rather than the 6% that you actually get for the S units. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then as you can see, 5 stars is HP, and then 6 stars is attack or respective defense depending on what type of unit it is. I'll give you an example. If you look at this Suicune, it's 4-star, it's defense first, it's not attack because it's a defensive type unit. All right, same thing with the Tyranitar. All right, but this Greninja, it's attack on both because it's an attack type of unit. All right, 7-star, it says crit rate, but it also say unlocks PvP. Basically, either if it's the attack, it will be attack. If it's a defense, it'll say damage reduction, as you can see. All right, so basically, if you don't know what type of unit that you're leveling up, you can look at those stats right there and they'll tell you. Okay, now when you hit this 7-star, you get that extra attack percentage or defense percentage, and then you get the corresponding one, the opposite one, depending on the unit, for 10 stars as well. Okay, so that's another way for you to get power. Skills, once again, while we're already on it, skills is another way for you to increase your power. You want to level these all up to the maximum of your account. So you want your account to be the highest level it can be, and then level your unit up to their highest level, and then level up all of the skills, all these attacks, to that max level. Now, the way the skill points work, if you haven't spent any money, you're 0 VIP, free to play, you will max out at 35. It takes 3 hours for you to get 35, the max amount of skill points. After you use all those skill points, or if you use any, it will take another 3 hours for you to max it out again. Okay, if you do spend money on the game, it does increase the amount of the cooldown that it takes. So it can go from 3 hours to 2 hours to 1 hour to instantaneous. So basically, after you spend one, it'll take maybe 2 or 3 seconds for you to get another skill back. So that is an advantage that paywall players will have over free to play, but it's really not that big because you only can put so many on it based off of your level. All right, so keep that in mind. Skills do gain you power. It is convenient, but it's not the biggest way for you to gain power. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next spot, which is EVs. Okay, so we're moving on to EVs. We're looking at this Houndour right here, right? Everyone, when you start level 1, it will start off at stage 1, as you can see, stage 1. Okay, now you use these silver coins with the paw on it, and basically when you level it up, you get a random amount. Okay, so basically the stats will be like plus 81 HP, plus 3 speed. And then if you look at the physical defense, it did get a -1. Sometimes it'll go up, sometimes it'll go down. It doesn't go down that much. I wouldn't worry about it. I always just hit save, and eventually you will max out all of these. Okay, when you max it out, it will turn to another stage. You'll say stage 2. Okay, now you can use these silver coins, and if you click advanced, the advanced little circle, it will use gold coins. The gold coins is more advanced and faster, and it's better, but they are more scarce. All right, now when you go up to different stages, if you look right here, you get an increase in your stats. All right, so stage 2, he's going to get a base stat increase of 2%, and then it increases so on and so on according to the stage that you are at. All right, so I would say I would recommend doing your main units, the ones you are planning to use for end game. I would go ahead and try to raise these up as high as possible, early as possible. As you can see, I did it for my Mewtwo, I did it for my Suicune, and Tyranitar I'm working on next, because those 3 are definitely going to be in my main team. You can farm the gold coins and the silver coins that you use for EVs in this adventure road. Okay, so basically it's like a tower mode. You basically go to as far as you can. When you're done, you reset it. It is free the first time. The second time, it will cost 150 diamonds. Once you reset it, you can sweep all, and it'll take you right back to wherever you stopped at. So it'll be stage 46 for me. All right, and you'll get the rewards a second time. All right, so that's how that works. That's how you get the coins. Now we're about to get into the 2 things. Well, before we get into that, we'll go into the friendship. Friendship does increase your stats as well. Now, as you can see, as this hot dog and this burger from Mewtwo, the resources to increase the friendship is specific towards the type that you are, leveling up. As you can see right here, Suicune has coffee. He doesn't or she doesn't have the hamburger and hot dog. So it is different for the type of unit that you are trying to increase the friendship of. But if you look, it has like achievements. So it's 20 level, you get a 1% stat increase. 40, it says 3% HP, and so on and so on. So the way I recommend doing this is to kind of level up, once again, your main end game units first, and basically try to level them up evenly, because you might have more than one water type. So you don't want to blow all of the water type resources on just one unit, and then the other unit like this Greninja won't have any. So basically you want to plan out who you're going to use in end game, and now dictate how much of your resources you're using on a specific unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the two other resources or ways for you to increase your power like tenfold. And one of them is this, the held item. All right, now it starts off as the green, then it goes to blue, purple, and it does go higher to a yellow or gold, and then red. You will get that in the future, but I think at the moment of me recording this video, unless you well out in the VIP and spend like almost $1,000, your cap is going to be the purple. Okay, so the purple is good. Don't get me wrong, it is good. All right, and the way it works is all of them have different type of abilities. Like you see, the carry effect is different for each one of the items, so you want to match the item up to a specific type of unit. Like this Tyranitar, he loses health when he uses certain abilities, but he does more damage. So the way that I build him is that I'm giving him the leftover apple, because every time he takes a turn, he's gaining a 5.7% of his max health back. So when he loses the health, he's getting some of it back. All right, as well as it increases his HP by 12%. Okay, so you want to match those held items up with specific units. I will be doing a video about that in the future, so look forward to that. All right, so the next thing on the list is the trinkets. This is how you're going to get a massive amount of power. This is how you can get all your power, really. All right, like you can have these maxed out and be way stronger than a unit that's 20-30 levels strong or higher than you. Okay, now the way it works is, as you just seen, you can level it up. It hits 10, then it goes to 15, and then 20 to 25. It goes up into 5 intervals. All right, so once you reach that 10, that speed bump, that first cap, you have to use these purple little items, or these trinkets items, right? And then they'll allow you to level it up to the next level. Now this is how you're going to get big power. The first one that you can see is attack, the second one is HP, the third one is defense, and then the last one's defense as well. Now you can star these up. The starring them up is very important. These emerald star stones are very, very important, and they're hard to get, because this is going to allow you to awaken the trinkets as well as increase the power a lot. As you can see, just putting 1 star on it, it turned the attack from 90 to 400. So the power gains in this trinket is very big. Okay, I was thinking of, like, if you do make a mistake, you can get the units back by just reviving or whatever they call it in the game, when you sell it off and you get all the materials back. So if you do make a mistake, or you only have bad units at the beginning, you can use it, and then when you get better units, take it off of them and put it on the good unit. Now when we're about to get into the awakened part. Now if you look right here, this one has been awakened, and I awakened this one. Though before you can awaken it, you have to star it up at least 1 time. So you're gonna have to use one of those star stones. Okay, but once you awaken it, you do get extra stats. Now this is where you get the resources for it. Those are the held items at the top that I covered, and these right here are the trinket items. Okay, now they do correspond towards what type of unit or Pokemon that you're choosing to level up. Okay, so keep that in mind. Like Psychic, Water, and Ground might use a specific type, and then Grass and whatever have you. As you can see, this one, Grass, Bug, and Ground use that one type. Okay, normal, Psychic, and Dark type use that. Water, Poison, Ghost uses this one, and so on and so on. So you're gonna have to plan out who's gonna get these resources, because they also are hard to come by as well. But you can get them free to play from that banner I just showed you, but you're gonna have to plan it out. Okay, I did use a couple on Mewtwo and a couple on Suicune, and I plan on using some more on Ho-Oh. Now I do have multiple water, multiple fire, so those other ones, they won't get it. Okay, but this is how you're going to increase your power. And when you do it, as you can see, the jumps in power, when you do it, when you awaken it, you do get extra stats. As you can see, once awakened, it's going to increase the physical percent by 6. Okay, the physical attack by 6 and the special attack by 6. As you can see, when you first awaken it, put that first star on it, it's going to jump to 12. After the first one, it'll jump 6 interviews, okay? And the 6 interviews, and it'll keep jumping on top of the base stat increase every time that you star it up. So keep that in mind. Every time you star it up, you're getting base stat increases. Every time that you know, enhance it, base stat increases. But then when you awaken it, you get that percentage base, okay? As you can see right here, this one, it hasn't been awakened. So it says 0 to 12% defense, physical defense, and 0 to 3% attack. So this is how you're gonna get big, massive amounts of power. But it does take, you know, premium type of rewards or resources to do it. You're not going to be able to do this on all of your units when you first start off, even a couple days in. At the moment of me making this video, it is my third day. I believe it's my third day. And most of them I got from just completing, you know, that first week challenge. But after that event passes, you're not going to be able to get a bunch of them like you were when you first start off. So you want to save them for when you get better units, so you can level those better units up and get a lot of power. All right, I've been Mr. UV.